babies being burned and then used for electricity?
You could broil them, pan fry them. I do not care. And let's be honest here, if we could burn those suckers for actual, like, lights and power, I feel like we're on to something.
And it's just a celebratory manner which seems to be disturbing so many from those videos you just heard. Now, when faced with the reality of what an abortion is, the radical left just shuts it out, unwilling to have a logical conversation on the uncomfortable truth. Because back in 2015, a former abortion provider described to Congress what it's like to abort a child in the second trimester, something that is legal nearly everywhere in America.
A D&E procedure is a blind abortion, so picture yourself introducing this and grabbing anything you can blindly and pull, and I do mean hard, and out pops a leg about that big, which you put down on the table next to you. Reach in again, pull out an arm about the same length, which you put down on the table next to you, and use this instrument again and again to tear out the spine, the intestines, the heart and lungs.
Now, look at those reactions from those women who were in the crowd. They just couldn't believe what they were hearing from that provider, and that's just a graphic description of what happens during an abortion, especially in that second trimester. Now, for more on this, let's bring in Dr. Ben Carson, renowned neurosurgeon and the former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Dr. Carson, thanks so much for being here on this Saturday night. He's also, by the way, the author of the new book, Created Equal: The Painful Past, Confusing Present, and Hopeful Future of Race in America. Dr. Carson, welcome. And in your opinion, what percentage of Americans do you think could really listen to what was just described by that former abortion provider and actually support it?
I would think it would be a very small number. And it's very sad that we've reached a point in our morality where we can tear apart a human being. You know, in 1973, when Roe v. Wade was decided, we knew less about what was inside of that mother's womb. Now we have a lot of details about it. And in the early abortions that are done in the first trimester, even after 6, 7, 8 weeks, you can see a human form. You can see a face with a nose and eye sockets and ears and fingers and toes and a beating heart. And it's very, very difficult to say that that's not a human being. And when the abortion is done, they introduce a tube, and you see frequently the baby trying to move away from it before it rips off an arm or a leg, and you see all the blood going down the tube. And we have the nerve to call some ancient civilizations barbarians. I wonder what they would think of what we do now.
Now, what's your reaction when you see people on the left, and I'm not talking about liberals who believe, pro-choice, they think that, if a mother with her health needs an abortion, she can get it. I'm talking about the people in the video you saw before who are gleefully celebrating abortion, saying, oh, let's kill babies. There seems to be something depraved about that. Are you worried about what could be, in that sense, a growing sentiment? And, you see this weekend there's already threats of protests, not only at the homes of Supreme Court justices, but also at Catholic churches. What do you think of this entire situation?
Well, first of all, those responses of those people who celebrate killing babies, it's nothing but pure evil. And it's antithetical to many of the principles of the founding of our nation, where we respected life from the womb to the tomb. And I can only imagine what the left would be saying if there were people on the right who were going to the homes of the left Supreme Court justices and making any kind of protest whatsoever. They'd be saying, this is the end of democracy in America. There's such a double standard going on here. But I think we need to really stop and have real conversations with people instead of getting in our respective corners and throwing darts at each other. Let's actually sit down and talk about what is going on in that womb. What are the alternatives? Sometimes the woman feels trapped. And there are wonderful alternatives for people. And there are many people who want to adopt those babies if that mother doesn't want to have them. And we should support them. And we should also, help people to understand that there are ways to protect yourself when you're having sex so that you don't have a baby that you're not intending to have. These are all conversations that need to be had.